This is the Global Economic Commodities Scrap Metal and Recycling Report by our Bentley Roll-Off Trailer and Lugger Truck, June 21st, 2021. U.S. weekly crude steel production fell to 1.834 million tons, an approximately 82.1% utilization rate versus 90% in 2008. Good demand with low production is bringing record prices. WTI crude oil price rose to $71.64 a barrel, near a 2-year high on good demand, with only slight OPEC Plus and U.S. production increases. The U.S. weekly oil rig count rose to 373, but still down 76.8% from 2014's high. Higher prices and higher demand are slowly raising the rig count. U.S. weekly crude oil production rose to 11.2 million barrels per day, still down 14.5% from 16 months ago. Good demand and low U.S. and OPEC Plus production equals higher prices. Scrap steel number one HMS price was steady at $461.67 a gross ton, with mixed up and down price pressure, so July prices could be steady to slightly higher. Copper fell to $4.12 a pound, a 2-month low and a 7% drop for the week. China said it will release copper reserves to lower prices. COVID mine shutdowns brought copper inventories to a 15-year low, supporting these higher prices. Aluminum price fell to $8.7 a pound, which is $23.96 a metric ton, about a 2-week low. China said it will also release aluminum reserves to lower prices. Tight inventories and robust demand is bringing more production. Euro area consumer inflation rose 2% year on year, the highest since October 2019, but this was compared to the early COVID low. Energy was up 13.4%. Canadian May inflation rose to 3.6% versus last year, but this was also compared to the early COVID low. Gasoline was up 44.4%. The U.S. dollar index, which is the U.S. dollar versus other global currencies, rose to the highest in 2+ months, which brings lower commodity prices. This was due to higher interest rate talk by the U.S. Federal Reserve and talk of cutting back quantitative easing, which is basically the government printing money. Why is this happening? Inflation is running too high. U.S. May retail sales fell 1.3% versus April, but below forecast. And the important point was it was 28.1% versus last year. This was the first decline, though, in 3 months. Building materials and garden equipment fell 5.9%. U.S. May housing starts rose to 1.572 million annualized. This is high, but it's at the level of about the 1960s, so there is major upside. Higher material costs and worker shortages are hurting housing starts. U.S. May industrial production rose 0.8% versus April, but is up 16.3% versus last year. Manufacturing grew 0.9%, led by motor vehicles. Mining rose 1.2% and utilities rose 0.2%. Wall Street's Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 1,190 points to 33,290, the worst week since October, on mostly the interest rate increase talk by the Federal Reserve for 2023 or earlier. Need roll-off truck parts for your Galbraith, Galfab, American, Palfinger, Pioneer System, Rollright, Donovan, or more? Call Ben Lee or buy 24/7 at our online parts store, the tie-down, tarp, pulley, roller, tarp arm, tarp motor, cylinder, cable, and more that you need. As always, feel free to call or email me with any questions, and we hope all have a safe and profitable week.